has been a month. I'm sorry, I've been poorly. My name's Samantha, this is the Khaos Kismet podcast, episode 7 I do believe. And yeah, it's been a month. I've ended up, I got poorly and it wasn't anything serious, it was just ongoing, but what happened was it made me lose my voice. So I've ended up not being able to speak very much over the last month, which has been so much fun, and I'm sure that my family appreciates it. However, it's not great for recording, so that's why I've not been on. Thank you to everybody who sent me messages though, that was super sweet, and I wasn't expecting anybody to even notice that I wasn't here, honestly, but I had a few messages and that cheered me up lots, so thank you. Let's see, what have we got for you today? Today we've got a few finished objects, not quite as much as you would think for a month, but I have been poorly. There were times where I literally couldn't do anything. I just slept for days. I couldn't do anything apart from sleep. My voice is still a little bit croaky, so I do apologise. I have a drink. So if I just keep sipping at that. Also, I have a new microphone. Before I was using the microphone that's attached to the camera, sorry, words, but now I've got a separate mic, and I've been using that when I've been gaming, so, and it sounds fine on there. According to everybody else, it sounds fine on there. I'm hoping it's going to translate well across to podcasts as well. So if there's any issues with the sound, if you just let me know, or if it sounds better, sounds worse, let me know if there's anything that I could do. So let's see, what do we have today? We have knitting, we have crocheting, we have a little bit of cross stitch and sewing. I will do a very, very brief life update at the end, because honestly I don't want to keep you for that long. And so the glare on my glasses again. I'm going to phone the opticians, I think, and go and get contact lenses again. I used to wear contact lenses before. I don't know if I mentioned this actually. I used to wear contact lenses all the time, and I haven't for quite a while. So let's get on with the finished objects. First thing, sorry, I just had a thing flashing up on my screen there. I thought I'd cut off. First thing is what I'm wearing. This is part of, do you remember all those weeks ago I was going to start doing book reviews, and this was the first book that I was going to review. So this is from this this is not the pattern I wanted to do originally. The one I'll see if I can find the one I wanted to do originally was, let me find it. See, if I was a good podcaster, I would have absolutely marked my pages. This glare, you can sort of see it there. So that's the one that I wanted to originally. I wanted to do it in this yarn. Now this says to use a 4mm hook with a 4-weight yarn, which is like a worsted Aran kind of 4-weight yarn. Now a 4mm hook on that already is quite small. In order for me to get gauge, I spent a long time trying to get gauge in this, and I would have had to go down to like a 2mm, and I am not doing a me size top in a 2mm hook in Aran weight, because that would be ridiculous. So I scrapped that idea. I did what every sensible adult would do, and I yelled at it and threw it in a corner and promptly left it there. So I thought, I'll do this one instead, because I like the sleeves on it. I like the lacy sleeves. Now you will notice that she has very full length sleeves, and I do not have very full length sleeves. Now I got perfect gauge for this top. Now the top on her looks reasonably fitted, So I went for my size. Let me sit back and show you this. Now, firstly, see, this is what we've ended up with. Right? I sewed the front the wrong way around. Now it's front and back panels and then seamed up the sides. And then you have to sew these on. It's got this like weird, up here, this weird shaping. It sort of goes in here and then comes back out again. I'm not into that weird shaping. This is very big. I mean, I don't mind having, I would rather have like a lower than up here, but this keeps falling off. It's very wide under here. The armholes are huge because it's lace. There were mistakes in the pattern. The actual lace, the reason the lace is short is because I just got sick of it. I just got sick of trying to remember which bits of the pattern were wrong. And I mean, I've worked it out. Obviously, I've managed to get the pattern. If I hadn't been crocheting for as long as I have, I wouldn't have been able to do that. There are mistakes literally riddled all through the pattern. Now, the book is by Mary Beth Temple, but there are, I think, 3 maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no, 5. There's 5 other people who have also contributed to this book. The first pattern I looked at was a Marley Bird pattern, and I've done quite a few of her patterns in the past before, as I'm sure most people have, and I've never had any problems with them, but that's the one that I couldn't get gauge on. And this is a Mary Beth Temple one, and I'm not impressed. I'm actually quite annoyed because although quite a lot of people are now trying to be more size inclusive, I'm at that kind of size where I could just about get away with your normal size range, but quite often I have to go into like the plus size range, and you don't really get very many books that are actually plus size. There aren't that many, relative to knitting patterns, there aren't that many crochet designers who make clothing in the first place, and they tend to not be great at grading. So I was excited when I saw this book. It is an older book, which I didn't realise when I bought it. It's 2014, I do believe. Let me have a look. Oh, 2012. So it is quite an old book. The sizing, I'm the second size in the book, so the sizing does go up, but it doesn't matter what the sizes are if the patterns are going to be wrong. The other thing, here's me just in a full review on the book now. I don't know if I will do a separate review on it now that I'm thinking about it, because I don't have anything really that positive to say. When they're doing the patterns, like for these, you can tell, looking at this, these are just chains and double crochet clusters, like US terms double crochet, UK trebles, and that's all it is. The amount of explanation they literally will say to you, instead of saying do a 3DC cluster like most patterns would, it's yarn over and pull through, then yarn over and pull through, and it does it step by step for each stitch, which gets a little tedious, and when it's written on a page in a book, it gets very cumbersome and very difficult to follow, for me at least. I mean, if you can read wall of text and keep your place, that's great. For me personally, I don't like, oh god, we've got a dog. Hi! Hello, do you want to come say hi to the people? No? Come on in. Come on in. Nope, she's walking away. She does not want to say hi to the people. No? You come up. Here we go. This is what she does when I'm gaming as well. Right, You need to sit down though. Oh, hey look, here's the people. Ooh. So yeah, overall, I'm not massively impressed. I think I'm going to have to do something about the collar on this. The body's done in half double crochets, so it's not too bad. It's not see-through or anything like that, so that's fine. She looks so depressed all the time. Hi. And she's confused as to who I'm actually talking to. So yes, that's this. I think it could be on Ravelry as well, actually. Let me have a double check. Did I put it in my project on Ravelry? I don't know. No, I did not. I think it is on there somewhere. I just can't remember what it was actually called. Oh, there it is there. Oh no. Okay, scratch that. I haven't set up my second one on. It's called the Counterpoint Pullover on Ravelry. But say it's in this book. I'm not inclined to try anything else from this book, if I'm honest. It's got some really nice patterns in it. There's one of the ones in the back. I did make an attempt at this scarf as well. Shockingly, my nails are not done again. I did make an attempt at this scarf as well. However, again, it was very wordy for what essentially comes down to clusters. It was just very wordy and just annoyed me. I was ill when I was trying to do that as well, so that may have had something to do with it. But I don't feel that having to explain every single little stitch like that is absolutely necessary. So there's some really nice patterns in here, but I'm not feeling inclined to do them. I might go back to it at some point and have a go, but right now, no. Okay. And I'm probably not going to do a review on the book just based on the fact it is mostly going to be negative, and I don't want to really do a negative review out there as its own separate video, if you know what I mean. And I've already ranted about it quite enough. Next, onto happier things, onto happier projects. I've been making a few amigurumis. I made a little devil. He's very cute. He's made from Paintbox Aaron in double decker red, black, and these, I can't remember what size these are. I just grabbed them. He's got a little tail. He's very cute. So he is going to be going in the shop. I made this little guy. This is a little Nosferatu. You can't really see, but it does have little teeth on there. He's cute. So, little Nosferatu. He's got his little legs. He's wearing a dress. I know it's hard to see. It's hard to see, but he's wearing a little dress and he's got little legs underneath. And he is from another book, which is a very good book. It's this one. I've made a couple of things out of this. There's Nosferatu there. I've also made this one, the Slender Man. I made that for my small person. And it's just, the patterns in this are so cute. And some more on the back as well. And they're super easy. They're all around this size. And this is done in DK, maybe, or Aaron. I can't remember. I made this for my other half because it was his birthday. Now, when I met him, he's the sort of person who likes to joke around about things. His birthday's on the 1st of April, and when he told me that, I thought he was lying, and he had to literally show me proof that that's when his birthday is. So I made that as part of his birthday. He also got the socks. Then I don't have sock blockers for these at the moment because his feet are massive and my sock blockers are not. So this is the, I've shown these a couple of times before, the Regia. They look dirty green. I don't know, he likes them. the Regia socks, just toe up, fish lips kiss heel, just plain vanilla socks with massive feet. So I eventually got those done for him. They've got this length of his foot. And that's the very first pair of hand knit socks he's ever had. He's not got to wear them yet. He will now get to, he will now be allowed to wear his socks a month after his birthday. I mean, I know, but I'm not showing you socks after he's been wearing them. Nobody needs to see that. But he's never had hand knit socks before, and he's put them on, he's like, oh my god, they're so comfy. So yeah, I think I'll be making him some more because he appreciates them. I never made socks for my ex because as much as he's like, he appreciates the work that goes into them, he just doesn't find them comfortable. So I think I made him one pair once and he doesn't like them, so that's fine. But right, what else have we got? Oh, birthdays. So it was Richard's birthday on the 1st, and then my small person turned 11 on the 6th, and you got these. We're ignoring the fact that Pikachu's staring off into the distance. Yeah, I also kind of cheated a bit and put a felt face on him, which I never do, especially for the kids. I just like glued felt onto his face because I did not have the time or the energy. Look at his tail. His tail's very cute. So these, the Pikachu, comes from this book. I have made loads of things out of this book. I think I've talked about it before, where what I will say about this book is it's beautiful, it's fairly clear and concise as long as you know what you're doing, because I don't use stitch markers when I do amigurumi. See, there's Pikachu. I don't use stitch markers, and I just count how many stitches I have, but it'll say things like, say you've got a round of 60, it'll be like increase in the 10th and 20th stitch, and then it'll just go on to the next thing. So it assumes that you know you increase in the 10th stitch, you increase in the 20th stitch, and then you carry on and finish that round before you go into the next round. You know, it's just little things like that where it assumes a lot. But if you know what you're doing and you're comfortable doing amigurumi, it's written in a different way from any other amigurumis I've ever made, but very, very cute patterns. The second one, I don't know if it's out yet actually. I need to have a look at that, but I want to get the second one as well just because it's cute. And I have made, there's 20 patterns in this, and I think I've made, let's see, I've made the Gengar, I've made the Pichu, I've made Pikachu, Psyduck, Squirtle, I've made Charmander. I think that's it. So yeah, I want to make myself a Jigglypuff. So that's going to be the next thing I make out of this. I'm making myself a Jigglypuff. The other thing is this. Look at his little mangled face. He's been sleeping in the bed, my 11-year-old. He's obsessed with pugs. We don't have a pug. We've never had a pug, but he's obsessed with pugs. Let's see. It's Stringy Ding Ding is the pattern for this one. I need to link everything down below because for some reason it's not picking up my second camera, which is very, very annoying because normally I would be able to show you the pictures of things. But yeah, this was super easy pattern, very easy to follow. It's, I think you do the head and body separately, then you do the little arms and little legs, you do his little tail and his little ears, and then you make this and sew it on. The face was nothing to do with the pattern, just my general face making skills for this pug. And then I've done a little safety nose and safety eyes, and he loves him. So that was a very well received present. This is for him as well, actually. If you ever watch Riverdale, there's a character in it called Jughead, and he wears one of these hats. Apparently it's called a whoopee cap or a whoopee hat, and they were very popular for boys in the 40s. And Riverdale is based on the Archie comics, and the Archie comics I do believe are set in the 40s and 50s, so covered in fluff. This was just like a scrap ball that I had lying around. It feels like it's got a little bit of wool in it, but I don't know. I made this up, and because it's garter, it does have quite a bit of stretch in it. It fits me. So yeah, that's his little Jughead hat. It should have a little label and a little button on it as well, so I'll need to get him to pick a button for it. And that's going to be for, well, it's for my 11-year-old as well, because he's decided he now wants to be emo. Oh, is that right? That's fine. So he wants a dark hat. Right, what else have we got? Finishes. Got 2 more finishes. See, it's quite a lot, but it's not a lot for a month, really. I'll show you this side. These are my quick mitts, Tunisian quick mitts. Now, for these, I picked this yarn because of the colour. Unfortunately, I didn't really think about it that much. It's 100% merino, and so it's caught on my Fitbit. 100% merino, and I thought these are great. I've got the same colour. These are done in DK, and I had the same colour in a 4-ply that I've made into a shawl. So I thought I'll make the mitts to go with the shawl. And they're a lovely colour. I like them. Nice little speckles. The pattern is like a honeycomb, and then on the wrist is Tunisian simple stitch. Now, I read the designer as @Lori Designs, but I heard somebody else saying it's AK Lori, so it's one of those. I got the pattern on Ravelry. It's a free pattern, and it's essentially just you make the square and then fold it and then seam it up. I have been wearing these, and this is what's happening. They're starting to felt. I've only worn them a couple of times because it's starting to warm up a little bit now, but I like wearing fingerless mitts when I've got the dog, so I've only worn them a couple of times, but see, they're starting to felt together already. So my yarn choice probably wasn't the best, but the stitch definition on this side is really nice, so I could live with it felting a bit. It's fine. They're only for me, so they're nice and soft and they're lovely. What I did have to do though with the pattern is, see around the top there, I've had to put a couple of rows of single crochets just to, because when I put them on, and I do not have small hands. I've got big hands. I'm showing you my hands, like you've got nothing to compare them to, but I have quite big hands. And the top was just like a little bit gapey across the knuckle bit, so I put a couple of rows of single crochet around the top. I thought there was somebody there. It's the dog climbing up at the window. She likes to sit and climb up the window and watch other people going past, because we've got shops across the road, so she likes watching the people going in and out shops. Let's see, what else we've got? One more finished object, and this is, oh dear, it's tangled. Oh, a little wall hanging. This was the pushing kit that I had, just in the little box, and do you know what, I stitched them all up, and it wasn't until I was trying to decide which order to put them in I realised it's a little story. So there's the cat finds a donut and is happy, the cat eats the donut. So I've done the stitching on them, finished them, and then I've just sort of put a strip of fabric in between them, strips of fabric down the side and then across the top. And I thought, like, I can't sell this anyway because it's pusheen, but I used a decorative stitch across the bottom just to try it out and see what it would be like, and I've just put some white felt on the back, which is see-through at the moment, but when it's on the wall you can't see it. And then I just put a little twig through the top. However, I'm thinking I might change the twig to something else, because I'm not sure the twig matches the aesthetic. That's what I had to hand, and I wanted to hang it up so I could take a picture of it. So yeah, that's that. That's all of my finished objects for the last month, I think. It's all the ones I could find anyway. So let's put all these over there. Should see the state of my desk. I've got a pull-out drawer underneath my desk and it's a mess. Hi, what you doing? She just comes charging across the room like there's something going on. Oh dear. Right, I have space again. I'm resitting that. I mean, I'm feeling much better now, but my throat is still really, really rough. Right, first thing is a wee C2C blanket. I was going to do this in these are not my normal colours. If you've seen on Instagram, I've put this on there. On the decreases at the moment. See, I've just started with the decreases. These are not the normal colours that I would choose, but I got a Good Vibes yarn haul. I'm debating whether to do a video on it because it's not something that I'm going to have very often, because I am trying to not spend, but it was such a good deal. I've got another one on its way as well, so I may or may not do a video for it, but it's not something I'm going to do very often because I am trying to not spend. But I've got a pack. You have a choice of getting 900 grams of all the same or 900 grams of mixed, so I got one of each, and this is what I've got for the one that's all the same. Now the labels that you get on them are not necessarily the labels for the yarn, and this stuff feels kind of, it feels like ice yarn that I used to have. It's got that sort of velvety, suede kind of feel to it, so it's really nice. It's a DK weight, and I was going to use all 9 balls. However, the width of this, and I know that as you go through the balls, obviously the diagonal gets longer, so it takes up less space, but I got this from 2 balls. So I thought if I use 9 balls on it, it's going to end up huge, and I don't think I want a massive blanket like that. So what I've done instead is I've decided to use 4 balls for this, and the 5 balls came together in a pack, and I've just left the pack sealed. So I'm going to do 4 balls, and then I've got this, which is just a style craft, and I'm just going to do a border in this, and hopefully it should look okay. Come out. It's not exactly the same as the brown that's in it, but it's close enough. I think it's close enough that it'll work. Browns are not really a colour that I tend to work with, so I don't have many. I only usually use them for sort of hair on amigurumis and things like that. So there we go, corner to corner. It's not that exciting, it's just a basic corner to corner. This is my go-to blanket pattern, because it's fairly mindless, and I like the fact that you can use up, like, you know exactly how much yarn that's going to take, because you just, if you've got 4 balls, you do 2 balls and then decrease for 2 balls. So there's that. I don't have many whips, actually. I've been trying to be good and work on finishing things. I have been starting a wall hanging. It's a bit curly at the edges at the moment. And this is by Divine Debris on Instagram and on Ravelry, and she has a website as well. And this pattern, I don't know if it's the same for all of her patterns, but this one, she sells the PDF, but you can also get the chart for free. So the chart, if you go link it through Ravelry, then it takes you to our website, and the chart is on there. So if you already know how to do charts, that's fine, and you can just follow the chart. If you want the actual full-on PDF pattern, then you can buy that as well. And I think it's about £4 maybe, something like that. It's not expensive. So I have been doing that just as something, as a nice little change. I've decided, I've got all these things on my Ravelry queue, so what I've done is I've just started queuing things on Ravelry, and I'm just going to start working through my Ravelry library. This is the mess that I have. I'm using just all scraps, just lots and lots of scraps of various different colours. Just all these like part balls. I don't know what most of them are. I know that's like the double decker red that I used to make the devil. That's a part ball of Deramore's anti-pilling that I had left from a Minecraft blanket that I made. And this is black and white. That's paint box. This could be paint box. This could also be Stylecraft Special Adam. I know that one's paint box because I used that recently to make the Pikachus. Some random cream that maybe paint box, maybe Stylecraft, and some random grey that feels like it has some wool in it, honestly, but I have no idea what it is. So yeah, that's been fun to work on. It's challenging, but not too challenging, because my brain is still a little bit fuzzy. What else do we have? Oh, socks. I'm making myself some little shorties. I had I made a pair of socks out of this before, and I just got what was left, split it into 2, and I'm just going to make myself some shorties. 60 stitch, and I'm aware I am doing these on magic loop. It's because when I've been poorly and I've been lying on the sofa or when I've been lying in bed, I kept dropping my DPNs. So I thought I would go back to try magic loop again, because, you know, there's less stuff to drop. So yeah, I'm doing these ones on magic loop, and it's actually been alright. I'm quite enjoying it. So yeah, that's the first sock. 60 stitches, 2.5 millimeters. This is a Stylecraft head over heels, but I can't remember what colour it is. May not even be able to get it anymore because it was quite a while ago that I had it. But it's just like 3 shades of pink and a white. And these are Addy Turbos, maybe Addy Turbos. What else have I got? That might be it actually, you know. Oh, that's what I've got left of my mitts. So I need to see if I can find something to do with that. I think that might be it, you know. I think it is. That's all the things that I've actually been working on, because I've been trying to get things finished. 100-day project is gone. That's fallen by the wayside. That ship has sailed. I will work on it as and when. I'm no longer doing it as a daily thing because I've just missed so much of it now. It's just not even worth doing. I might restart it at some point, but for the moment, no. Let's see what else is. I think that's it as far as the me. Oh, my tutorial. I did my tutorial for my cowl eventually, and blog post. So the blog post is up if you want just a written version of it. It's a very, very simple pattern to follow. So I'm just looking to see if I've got a cowl there, but I don't. The tutorial, it's the very first video tutorial I have ever made. So I've had people telling me that it's fine and it's easy to follow and it's clear. So hopefully that'll be the case for everybody. I do have more planned. Now the kids have been off school for the last 2 weeks as well, so that's another reason why I've not got that much done. But they are now back at school. Not for long. They've got like 3 Mondays off, 3 bank holidays, I think, in May. Because they've got the normal May bank holiday on the 1st, and then there's one on the 8th for the coronation, because King Charles is getting crowned. I'm not big on the monarchy. I'm really not. I find them pointless. The old monarchy I'm interested in, like historically I'm interested in the monarchy. Our current monarchy I'm not interested in. It's just, yeah. It's just all drama all the time with them. So yay, he's getting crowned. I was upset when the Queen died. I like the Queen. I was upset when the Queen Mum died as well. She was awesome. But I couldn't care less about King Charles being crowned at all. I'm sorry. But hey ho. Let's see. So they get a day off for that. And then there's another May bank holiday as well. So they're going to be off quite a lot this month. And then they're only at school for June, and then in July they break up for 6 weeks. So that's going to be entertaining. Need to find lots of things to do. I'm hoping by then I'll have a car. It's very frustrating not having a car after having one for so long. But everything is just so expensive now. Even buying a second-hand car, you used to be able to pick one up reasonably cheap, and now you just can't. They're just so expensive, even just for like a junky car. But I'll get one, and then I'll be able to go and do things in the summer, and it'll be fun. See what else. For Richard's birthday we didn't really do anything. We just sort of had the night in because we were both still feeling a bit rough. Because what's happened is the kids got poorly, and then they gave it to me, and then Richard come down and they gave it to him, and then they also gave it to their dad. So everybody's just got sick. It's like they've just come home with the disease and just gone, everybody get poorly now. And then he's taking it back home, and then the dad's so thankfully everybody is feeling much better now though, so that'll be the end of it, hopefully, with any luck. Let's see what else. For my 11-year-old's birthday, he wanted to go to the cinema, so we went out to the cinema, and then we got takeaway. We got McDonald's takeaway. We went to see Dungeons and Dragons, and he loved it. It was good. It was pretty funny. I spent the entire film though, the main female character in it is the woman from Fast and Furious franchise, the early ones, and I sat and watched the entire film going, oh, who is she? Because I recognise her face, but I just couldn't think where from, so I'm terrible. I always recognise faces, I can just never remember where they're from. But yeah, it was good. It was fun. It was me, the two kids and their dad. And see, people think that's weird that we can still do things together even though we're not together. But you know, it's my son's birthday. It's his son's birthday. So, you know, we took them out. And it was good, and they enjoyed it, and it was fun. Let's see what else. The weather's starting to pick up again, which is nice. It's been very rainy. We've had snow, we've had wind, we've had storms. It's been a little bit of a nightmare, but it seems to be getting a bit better now. I clearly did not dye my hair because I got poorly. However, it's shaved up to here now, all the way around. I've got it cut in preparation for getting it dyed this weekend. Because, that's the other thing, I've started therapy again, but one of the things that we talked about was me like doing more things for myself and feeling better about myself. And this, because I'd had this shaved last summer when we had a massive heat wave. I've got really thick hair, so I had it shaved last summer when we had a heat wave, and it was starting to grow back in, and it's all grey and depressing, and it wasn't the same length as the rest of my hair, and it just looked awful. So I thought, you know what, it's coming in for summer again, it's going to get warm, I'm going to get too hot, so I shaved it again. Well, saying I shaved it again, I got somebody to come and shave it for me, and then I'm going to get it dyed this weekend, because I have to wait on, because I don't want to get the dye on this bit, I just want it on the long bits. I have to get somebody else to do it for me, so I'm going to get that done this weekend, and it's made me feel better, so that's good, that's all good. Let's see, what else, is there anything else? I don't think anything else really exciting has happened. Easter, we didn't really do anything for Easter. We had eggs and things, but we didn't, I mean, we're not like a religious family or anything, so we didn't do anything as such for Easter. And yeah, we've not really, because everybody's been poorly, we've just not really been doing much. And I think that might be about it. I'm sure there's other stuff. There's got to be something that I've forgotten, because there is always something that I've forgotten. But I can wait till next week. And in theory, assuming nothing terrible happens, I should be back next week, and we should be back on our normal schedule. And I've actually managed to keep it quite short. I thought, because it had been so long, I thought it was going to be a real, oh gosh, she's back. Hi. Hello. I thought it was going to be like a really, really long podcast, but no, turns out it's not been too bad. Oh, shop stuff. That's going to be my focus over the next couple of weeks, is the shop stuff. Now, what I have decided to do is I'm going to have my yarny stuff, and I've decided just to carry on my Etsy because that's already set up. So I'm going to have all my yarny stuff, so anything that's knit or crochet, in one shop, or any kind, I don't do it very often, but needle felting as well. Any kind of woolly things are going to go in my Khaos Kismet shop. Anything to do with stitching or fabric, so any cross stitch, any sewing, anything like that, is going to go into my Celtic Stitchcraft shop. And anything that fits into like alternative stuff, so anything that's to do with like horror, goth, creepy, gaming, alternative, anything like that kind of stuff, that's all going to go in my Raven Spirit Studio shop. I will have all of my shops linked down below, and I'm going to be gradually filling them up over the next couple of weeks. I had planned on doing it already, but then I got poorly, and so I couldn't. So that's going to be the plan over the next couple of weeks, is to get all three of those shops filled up. I will also have my Ko-fi account linked down below, and what the plan is for that is that's where I'm going to put patterns. So on my blog I will have free patterns. However, on my Ko-fi account I'm going to have PDFs of the free patterns, which they will be very inexpensive, but if you want a PDF you can get one, because I know some people prefer to have a PDF rather than have a web page open. So, because if it's a PDF you can use it in things like Knit Companion and stuff like that as well. So Ko-fi is going to be where I keep my patterns, and also I need somewhere to put patterns that are all not going to be free, because I do have plans for some patterns where they're going to require a lot of effort, a lot of things like sizing, or a lot of just a lot of effort basically. For my free patterns I plan on doing tutorials for them all on YouTube, and I might, if there's techniques in the paid for patterns, I might do videos on techniques, but they will not have full YouTube videos, the same as the free patterns will. But Ko-fi is going to be where I put my patterns, just because on Etsy the markup that you have to do on a pattern is ridiculous. It really is. Yeah, they take so much money. But saying that though, if they may end up on Etsy at some point, if people want them on Etsy I can also put them on there, I suppose, but they will be more expensive on Etsy because they have fees on top, whereas I won't have that on Ko-fi. I will also be putting my patterns on Ravelry, Lovecrafts. I think that was it. If there's anyone else that you want to see patterns, then let me know. And then Ko-fi is also just, as it always has been, just a place where people can donate if they want to, like, donate things for, not donate things, donate money towards the podcast and to help with the expenses and things. I mean, obviously, like, nobody has to do that at all whatsoever. That's not me asking for money. That is what Ko-fi has traditionally been used for. But I am going to be predominantly using it for patterns. Oh my god, sorry. I'm still a little bit poorly because my brain is still a little bit waffly. So if you're still here, thank you. Oh dear. I'm trying not to waffle, and it's not easy because my mind keeps wandering. Right, so we're at 50 minutes. I'm going to go. Thank you if you have stayed this long. Thank you to anybody who has subscribed. if you have not subscribed and you, for some bizarre reason, like listening to me waffling constantly, then please subscribe. That would be lovely. I need to find something to do with my background as well, because it's annoying me. I don't really want to move my PC, but I need to do something. It's because this is where I work, so I have this set up all the time so that I don't need to keep taking all this stuff out. But I think I need to do something, because it's a rather... Oh, do you like my picture? Can you see? Ooh, no, wrong way. Right, that picture there with the flower on it, my small person done that for me. My 8-year-old, he painted that for me. My chromey stickers on my sewing machine. Yeah, he did that. I was very impressed. I thought that was excellent for his age, definitely. Right, the dog's flaked out on the floor behind me. I think, let me know if you want me to do an actual haul video for my Good Vibes yarn. I know I've used some of it already, but I haven't used the rest of it, and I have more coming. I've decided with that I'm not going to do the whole yarn ban thing this year. I'm just going to buy things when I want to. Because I've done the whole buying ban for the last 2 years. And I think this year I'm just going to buy what I like. And hopefully that won't be too much. But I'm also getting through quite a lot, so yeah. Alright, I'm now definitely just waffly. So I will see you next week. Until then, enjoy, have fun, take 5 minutes for yourself every day. 5 minutes will make you feel so much better. Right, bye.